In this video lecture, I'm going to lay out the basic principles in English writing. For the writing portion, here is our outline. The first thing I will explain is the difference between hard and soft skills, and then I will show you the structure of an essay to give you a better idea of what a complete essay looks like. And finally, I will introduce the paragraph components to give you a better sense of how to develop a paragraph on your own. Let's get started. When we mention hard skills, we mainly refer to these three abilities. First, the ability to identify and correct grammatical mistakes. When you read, are you able to identify others' grammatical mistakes and know how to correct them? And more importantly, when you write your own sentences or essays, are you aware of the grammar rules that you learn and apply them in your own writing? And when you read your writing drafts, are you able to correct them, correct the problems? And the second ability we're talking about here is the ability to understand and know how to use paragraph components. After our lecture today, you should know what they are. And finally, is the ability to structure an argument. When you want to make a point, do you know how to structure your discussion so that people can think your explanation is convincing and ultimately believe whatever you say? Okay, so these are the three abilities in hard skills. And hard skills can be developed through memorization and practice. On the other hand, soft skills cannot be developed only through memorization and practice. They are developed through experience. When we talk about soft skills, we refer to three abilities. The first ability is the ability to implement critical thinking. So implement means to use. Are you able to read a piece of writing from different perspectives? Which means when the author tells you A, can you challenge it by asking questions? And secondly, do you know how to structure an argument so that people can buy into your point effectively? And finally, do you know how to structure, your discussion so that your argument is backed up effectively? Okay, so these three skills cannot be developed only through memorization and practice. You must write to have some experience so that you will know your own way of doing critical thinking, tailoring an argument, and supporting the argument. Okay, so the main distinction between hard skills and soft skills is hard skills can be developed through memorizations, but soft skills cannot. They must be developed through experience, which means practice is crucial. Okay, practice is crucial. Okay, here is the structure of an essay. And this structure, should be the basic blueprint for every single piece of English writing. You usually have an introduction and then 2 to 3 body paragraphs and a conclusion. And for our writing video lecture, we will only focus on how to structure a paragraph, which means later you will know what a topic sentence is and what are the supports. Okay, what are the supports? Okay, let's move on. So what is a paragraph? A paragraph is a series of sentences about one topic, which means you will read about 7 to 8 sentences on one main idea, which means this is a focus exposition on a topic. So what is an exposition? An exposition means a clear and careful explanation. So after listening to my lecture later, you will know why the adjective careful is used here. And please also remember, when you write a paragraph can only be about one main idea. If you want to talk about another idea, you need to start a new paragraph. Okay? So now you know the definition of a paragraph. Let me show you the paragraph components I am about to introduce. Later, you will know what a topic sentence is, what supporting sentences are, and what a clincher is. But now, please remember, in the future, when other people ask you what a complete paragraph is, you should be able to tell them that a complete paragraph is composed of a topic sentence, 2 to 3 supporting sentences, and a clincher. Okay? And now I'm going to explain each component respectively. The first component is the topic sentence. The topic sentence tells the reader the central idea of a paragraph. And to be specific, it is form of a topic and a focus. So for the topic portion, it basically answers this question, what is it about? And for the focus portion, it answers the question, how is it going to be discussed? In other words, when the reader read a topic sentence, they will know, oh, this paragraph is about A, and I will also know how A is going to be talked about. Okay, so this is the basic definition of a topic sentence. Now let me show you 2 examples. Have a look at these 2 examples. How are they different, or do they have anything in common? Okay, so if you take a look at both topic sentences, you can see they have one thing in common, which is cell phones. The topics for both topic sentences are cell phones, but do they have the same focus? No. Let's take a look at the first one. Cell phones are important tools for doing business. And the second one is cell phones are bad gadgets that distract students from learning. Even though they have the same topic, they do not have the same focus. The paragraph with the first topic sentence will focus on the positive aspect of cell phones. And the second topic sentence will create a paragraph that describes the negative aspects of cell phones. Okay? So the topic sentence decides what a paragraph is about. Even though the topic is the same, the focus will decide the direction of how this topic is going to be discussed, as you can see from these 2 examples. Okay, so now please have a look at these 3 topic sentences to see if you can identify the topic and the focus. If you can, I strongly recommend you pause the video lecture, and then when you have your own answers, you can resume the video lecture to check your answers with mine. Okay, so I assume you just did what I asked you to do. Now let's take a look at the first topic sentence. The transportation in Taipei is more convenient than that in Taichung. So the topic is transportation, and the focus is the comparison between Taipei's transportation and that of Taichung. What about the second one? The new coffee shop attracts many customers because of its varied menu and good-looking waiters. So what is the topic here? The new coffee shop. And the focus here is varied menu and good-looking waiters. And finally, my grandparents have more traditional ideas on marriage than my parents. So what is the topic here? The topic here is marriage, and the focus here is the comparison between your grandparents' ideas on marriage and your parents' ideas on marriage. Okay, so this is a practice to check if you can identify the topic and the focus in the topic sentence. Now, you know how to demonstrate the topic and focus of a paragraph. Then how do you give examples so that people can find your paragraph convincing? You need to give details, examples, and ideas to support your topic. And by giving these kind of examples or information, you can give your writing flavor, which means your writing will be more interesting. But please remember two things. When you choose your examples, your supporting sentences, you must consider relevance. Is it related to the topic? And the other thing you must consider is elaboration. Does this detail explain more about my topic? Okay, so now let's use some examples to see if you understand. Okay, take a look at the topic sentence here. Dorms are not suitable for students to study. And here I have 3 example sentences. Think about the 2 criteria I just told you: relevance and elaboration. Which one of them is not a proper supporting sentence? Okay, to answer this question, we need to go back to the topic sentence, right? The topic in this topic sentence is dorms, and the focus is not suitable, which means we need negative examples, okay, about living in a dorm. So obviously the first one, dorms are like home. This is a positive example, so this is not relevant. This is irrelevant. And the second and the third examples are both about the negative aspects of dorms. Noisy and a lot of friends, okay, visit each other's rooms, okay? So the first one is a bad example. Okay, it's a bad example because this is the opposite of what the topic sentence wants. Okay, one more. Playing computer games is students' most popular pastime. Please choose one bad supporting sentence. Okay, again, we need to go back to the topic sentence. The topic here is playing computer games, and the focus here is popular pastime. Pastime means fun time. Time when people have fun, or time when people relax. So we need to choose the reason why playing computer games becomes popular among students. So the first one, it allows them to play with people from different backgrounds. Yes, when we can know people we will want to do that. Second one, killing monster gives them a sense of achievement. Okay, this is also a legitimate reasons. When people can get satisfaction from an activity, of course, they will continue to do that. And the third one, net cafe is too crowded. This is something that might make someone stop doing something, right? So the third one is irrelevant because this is something negative. Okay? Hopefully through the practice, you know how the topic sentence and supporting sentences work together. Finally, when you have a clear topic sentence and enough supporting examples, when we use the word enough, we mean 2 to 3 examples. When you write, remember one example is always not enough. When you have a topic sentence and enough examples, you need a clincher. So what is a clincher? A clincher is a concluding sentence. You need a sentence to summarize the main idea of your paragraph. Okay? Which means you use another way to say your topic sentence again, so that the entire paragraph starts from the introduction of the topic, and then some examples of the topic, and then finally a restatement, okay, about that topic. So it's like a full circle. Okay, so we are done talking about a complete paragraph. Now, let's teach you how to develop a complete paragraph yourself. To help you do that, please remember the word peel. Each letter in peel stands for an action you should take when you write a paragraph. So P stands for point. You need to give your topic sentence. And E stands for evidence. You need to offer examples. And then the second E refers to explain. You need to explain the example that you offer. And then finally, link. Once you are done with one example, you need a transition to link from example A to example B. So peel. Okay, once you remember this word, it might be or it should be easier for you to develop your own paragraph. Okay, so please read this paragraph to see if you can identify the paragraph components that we just introduced, including a topic sentence, examples or supporting sentences, and the clincher. I suggest you pause the video lecture, and when you're done, come back. Okay, I assume you just did what I asked you to do. Now let's unpack this sample paragraph. The first thing you should identify is the topic sentence. And the topic sentence is usually in the beginning of a paragraph. So here, the topic sentence is, of course, the first sentence. Some parents consider showering children with a variety of toys a beneficial gesture, and some consider the matter a great advantage. So from this topic sentence, we know it's about giving toys to children. And the focus here is the positive and the negative. Okay? So this is the first P. Point out the topic sentence. And then the second E, do you still remember the second E? The second E is about giving evidence or giving examples. So the second sentence here, buying children lots of toys can encourage them to play with different kinds of plaything through their senses. Okay, so this is the example of the positive aspects of giving children a lot of toys. And then do you still remember the third E? The third E is to explain the example that you just give. So the following sentence explains. This process helps them develop skills such as hand-eye coordination at an early age. They are also given the chance to practice organizing what they own. So when you give examples, you do not just give them an example and that's it. No, you need to explain that, like what I underline in blue here. Okay? And then the final one is what? Link, right? Don't forget, the positive aspect is only half of the focus here. The other half is the negative aspect. So do you see the transition here? On the contrary, it signals that, oh, now we are going to talk about the opposite. So starting from on the contrary, you will see this author repeat, okay, the similar development here. First, a clear, topic to tell us, oh, now we're going to talk about the negative aspects, and then give examples and then explain that examples. And once this author is done, talking about and giving evidence about the focus, it will conclude the entire paragraph. So you see therefore. So the sentence that starts with therefore is the clincher. Parents should be informed of how toys influence children positively and negatively. Okay, I believe through these examples, the explanation on paragraphing should make better sense. Okay, so from this video lecture on writing, you should know what the hard and soft skills are in writing, and what the paragraph components are, and how to peel. Okay, thank you for your time and patience. I hope you learned a lot.